gotta talk about Pudgy Penguins. And as you guys can see, Pudgy Penguins is doing its thing. And as in doing its thing, I mean it's going down like everything else. All right. But we're gonna cover this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. That is just financial advice. But look at what we're doing right now. We're at 0.0062. I don't recall, but I was kind of telling everybody this inside of the past. I was like, hey, Pudgy Penguins is going down to 0.005. That is exactly what it did. It actually went all the way down to 0.0052, almost touched 0.005. But where do you think we are going next after this pullback? And not only did I mention Pudgy Penguins was going all the way down to 0.005, I also mentioned that a long time ago, actually. I mentioned that 4 months ago, as you can see here on YouTube. I mentioned it 4 months ago, and that was all the way back in November 5th of last year. So November 5th last year, I mentioned Pudgy Penguins was coming down to 0.0025. And as you can see here with this thumbnail, 0.005 through 0.008. So that was a prediction, and I believe it's going to come even further down. So that's what I would say get ready for right now. So let's talk about, what's about to happen now with Pudgy Penguin. So right now, like I said, 0.0062. We're down 3.4% in the last 24 hours. Pudgy Penguin's not doing that bad inside the last month, only down 8.9%, but it's still up 6.7% in the last year, which is pretty good. Market cap is still at 394 million. The trading volume is still at 60 billion. So, that's pretty good. That's pretty good to say the least. Now, what we are going through right now is a bear flag. So this right here, you could call it one of two things. You could either call it a rising wedge, because it is almost forming a wedge, right? Almost. Or you can call it a bear flag. Bear flags and rising wedges, one and the same. One is just a little bit more squeezed in, one is not, right? And those are both bearish patterns. So as you can see here with the Pudgy Penguins, we have just broken down below that bear flag. So what's going to happen now? We're going to come back down towards 0.005. So once we hit 0.005, we're probably also going to end up seeing Bitcoin dropping as well, because Bitcoin is also breaking below its bear flag. So Bitcoin is also within a bear flag. Now, some people can be like, oh, it's going to take off. It's going to keep going up, blah, 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 blah. The only thing I got to say here for that, look at the % trend exhaustion on Bitcoin. Yeah, it does look like it wants to curve upwards. This blue line is the long-term trend, white line is the short-term trend. But look at what happened last time. Same exact bull trap. Started to curve upwards, tricked people, made them think that it was about to keep going up, and they bull trapped them and kept it going down. If you look back here, what happened during that time, that was 100% a bull trap, right? And this bull trap was at the same area, literally here on Bitcoin, coming out of that rising wedge / bear flag, and it started to break down. This was when it came out of the rising wedge, and then it kept going down. Same exact area on the % trend exhaustion. And the MACD is doing the same thing that it did last time. The MACD is doing the same exact thing that it did last time. Started out small, started to get the bull trap coming in, buying came in, and then just a massive dump, right? And the same exact thing is probably going to end up happening now on Pudgy Penguins. So be extremely careful for this. I do think it's going to come down even more. So let's come back over to the PENGU price. So I do predict that we're going to end up having a price drop down to 0.005 and below that, all the way down to 0.004. Well, actually, that's at 0.0038, actually. 0.0038 here on the Fibonacci retracement. Unfortunately, that's the lowest that Pudgy Penguins has been. So there's no prior information. There's no prior support levels. So I can't tell you anything beyond that. 0.0038 right now is that target price. We'll see what happens. First, it'll have to hit 0.005 and then break that in order to get down to 0.0038. All right. So that's what we have to see. And then again, when you look at the % trend exhaustion, it's doing literally the exact same thing that it did last time on the last pullback of the last bull trap. So we're probably going to end up seeing this curving down even more on Pudgy Penguins, right? And then you can look at the MACD. You can see we're building bearish divergence. Bearish divergence is represented by lower highs on the MACD, while simultaneously getting lower lows on the charts. And that's kind of what we're seeing now. We just been creating lower lows here on the charts. Now we're probably about to create another lower low. And this is the chart here for bearish divergence. As you can see here, well, higher highs on that one actually, not lower lows. That's bullish divergence, lower lows. But lower highs on the MACD while doing the higher highs on the chart. Let's pull up Pudgy Penguins back up here. And we were starting to create higher highs for our bear flag here. So when you see these bear flags, these bear flags are super bearish. Super bearish. You can see here creating higher highs on the bear flag while simultaneously here on the MACD creating these lower highs on that MACD. And now we're going to get more selling pressure coming in. All right. And again, here is the bearish divergence chart, higher highs and lower highs. So what we're looking for here is going to probably be a pretty big pullback here for Pudgy Penguins. So I would definitely be pretty careful. But I do believe Pudgy Penguins is going to take over 2027. I believe Pudgy Penguins will be the largest meme coin of 2027 because it's not only just a meme coin at this point. It's way, 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 way more than a meme coin. So I think Pudgy Penguins will take over 2027. That's my prediction. A lot of people might not see it, but they're more than a meme coin now. It's going to be like Dogecoin 2.0 going into 2027. We've seen it a little bit in 2025, but we haven't seen the full thing of what Pudgy Penguins could do. Like if you think about it, they launched the coin at the end of 2024, which we had a good run for the bull market, but then things started to die down for Pudgy Penguins, and then it started pumping again, and it didn't really get the full force, the full effect of the bull market because they started off so early, or so late. I mean, into the market. The bull market started January 1st, 2023, right? And there's a bunch of proof on that, but it's way more than just Pudgy Penguins is way more than just a meme coin, an NFT project is way more. So this person has something like completely laying it out for you guys. And then this person's right. It says not yet the bottom, as it's showing absolutely no strength or demand here. So by no means am I saying Pudgy Penguins is about to be super bullish because we have not yet reached the bottom and there is not enough demand at this point right now. All right. So that let that be known. All right. But yeah, IP brand, retail shelves, Amazon, Walmart, Target, game plus users, ecosystem token, EFT narrative, Visa card. They got a lot of stuff going on for them, right? Pudgy Penguins does have a lot going on for them. Not only that, they just now created this game, which is almost like a RP game, right? Like role playing or something like that. But it's like a big world game, and it's a whole world that they have created now with their new game. So they've announced it that Pudgy World is now free to play browser-based games on there. So they have a whole entire open world, explore 12 unique towns. And I know this is going to be interesting for some people out there. So you guys can check it out. It kind of reminds me of like Club Penguin, right? If you guys remember that back in the day, Club Penguin, that's what this reminds me about, right? But yeah, they have so many different deals, so many different brand deals. I mean, they're working with so many different companies, MoonPay, Trust Wallet, to name the least. They showed up at the NASDAQ opening before the stock exchange opening on Wall Street. They showed up to that. They just have a lot of big partners in a lot of big places, and they do a lot of huge partnerships, and they spend a lot of money on that. They did a whole world tour inside of Asia, all of Asia. They literally covered the whole entire Asian market. So, it's huge, and you'll always see Asian people posting something about Pudgy Penguins because they're so big on the project. They love it. So it's all over Asia. All right. So I think it's a good thing. I think Pudgy Penguins is going to prevail. I think it's going to succeed, but it has not bottomed out yet, and that's what people have to remember. So this person says PENGU needs to reclaim the lost trend line to re-enter the ascending trend. Key resistance at 0.0068. I agree that we have a trend that we need to reclaim. But what I'll show you here is this on my daily chart. So I know it's gonna look a little bit messy to you guys here. So I got all these different micro support lines, micro resistance lines. But that trend line that he's talking about, it's a weak trend line. I'm gonna just lay it out right there for you. It's a weak trend line because it's a bear flag, right? Like he's showing the bottom of the bear flag. So it's not necessarily a trend line. This person, I guess he just didn't do the research completely. This is a bear flag. It's not just a trend line. It's two trend lines between each other, which is a bear flag inside of that pattern. So yeah, I hope this person knows that, but they forgot one more line that's supposed to go on top. But yeah, that's a bear flag, guys. It's a bear flag. This person says PENGU might be one of the most underrated plays this cycle. I 100% agree. Strong base plus market structure equals 10x potential. So yeah. Now, I don't think we've reached the bottom. That's where I think this person's wrong. I think we're gonna go lower. And if we go lower, in my personal opinion, when we go lower, a lot of people are gonna get shaken out. Right? So we haven't hit the bottom yet. We haven't hit the bottom yet. There's gonna be he forgot one stage here. Bud, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So yeah, we're about to hit that FUD stage, that fear, uncertainty, and doubt, where people are like, man, I'm out, because they're just gonna get burned so hard. Now we have been trading sideways for a little bit, which is leading people to think that we're gonna pump. But if Bitcoin continues to break down, then we're gonna see a massive breakdown, right? We're gonna see Pudgy Penguins break down even more than what it has, right? So it is what it is. And I just don't know where people are getting these assumptions. Like he's just kind of showing random lines, right? There's no math behind the lines. It's just showing a line going up here, stopping down here, going up here, stopping there, going up there, stopping there, and then going up to a random number. There's no technical analysis there. And I'm not trying to put this person down, but I mean, like we gotta, if we're gonna be real about this, like we gotta be technical. Like we can't just put random lines on the charts and be like, hey, this is my technical analysis, right? We can't just do that. And yeah, we can't do that. So first we have to bottom out, and then from there we'll know what's gonna happen, right? So let things bottom out first, and then it'll be so much more easier to track things. And it's very, very easy. Look at the supports, look at the resistance lines. Those are going to be the areas we stop on the way up. For instance, where you're going to stop at 0.008 on the way up. That's going to be one of the areas. And then after that, we have the Fibonacci resistance at 0.0014. We're going to stop at there on the way up. Technically 0.00138, but we're going to stop there on the way up. We have another smaller one here, because why? We have resistance here, support here. So that's going to be another area that we're going to stop on the way up. And just so you can see what I'm talking about, you can see it both right there, right? Another area we're going to stop on the way up. We're going to stop here on the way up, 0.023, right? And where else? We also have a little bit of support here. We're going to stop right here on the way up. Why? Because you see the end of this candlestick touching right there, the end of the candlestick touching there, that's support. And the end of it touching here, which was used as resistance. So we're going to stop there on the way up. Where else? We're going to stop here. We had two candlesticks stop at the same area, 0.00 or 0.034. So a lot of people, they don't actually do technical analysis, and they just put lines on a screen. And that's mostly what Twitter is. I'm not going to lie. Most of the Twitter people that call themselves influencers, they don't really do actual technical analysis. They put lines on their screen and they say it's going here. Why? Because bottom, FOMO, shakeout, breakout, fake out, up. What is that? How did you get these specific numbers? Explain how did you got these specific numbers? How did you get specifically 7 cents? Explain how you got all the way up here to say that we're going to get to this level up here, 0.07. I think they're looking at a different currency, honestly. But how did you get all the way up there, right? Like, explain yourself. How do you assume that we're going to go that much over our old all-time high, right? Because our old all-time high is 4 cents. How are you assuming that we're going to get above 7 cents? what brings it to 7 cents? Well, I'll tell you what brings it to 0.072. That's the next Fibonacci for us. So the next Fibonacci is right up here at 0.072. So that, in my opinion, would be the new all-time high. But, they're not explaining, where exactly are you pointing and how exactly did you get there? And I think people who are influencers need to do a better job in explaining how things are being broken down and how they're predicting what is going to happen instead of just showing random lines. And that's where I come into play. So anyways, I'm gonna keep breaking this down for you guys. All right. Let's see what the next person is talking about. I just gotta correct some people here. I just gotta correct some people. Shout out to all the people out there trying to put out a good word. But the boy gotta come and I just gotta be the big brother, right? Big little brother to them, right? Anyways, PENGU, big whales just accumulating in this support zone. How are big whales accumulating in that support zone as we're continuing to drop on the prices? I don't think big whales are accumulating that much. This person says it is getting very close to breaking out of a bullish cup and handle pattern with a very profitable target. So the cup and handle theory doesn't work until you see an actual cup and handle forming, right? We haven't even formed a cup. So how are we going to form the handle at this point? Like we haven't even formed a cup. So how are you making the analysis that we're forming a cup and handle when we indeed have not formed a cup yet? If anything, I would say we might be forming a reverse cup and handle. And if you look over here, a reverse cup and handle is a bearish pattern. So if that happens, reverse cup and handles are essentially descending triangles. Literally, they're descending triangles. It's a bullish pattern or a bearish pattern, and there's a possibility that we could be creating it, but it's so hard to track to see, if that's really what's happening. But we will see. All right, and if that is happening, what we'll end up seeing is we had this boom, come up, boom, boom, and we might go down and boom again, right? Another boom. All right, so there might be another boom, and that's pretty much what I'm looking for. So essentially, descending triangle. It is what it is. But yeah. Now moving on from that, let's go to the next one. PENGU trend broke. Buyers lost control. Every bounce getting sold. Structure turning heavy. If this level doesn't reclaim, it's not a dip. It's distribution. Downside liquidity still untouched. So yeah, I think that structure has broken. Not I think I know structure has broken. If you actually look at this, structure has 100% broken. Broke. As you can see, it was staying structured the whole time. Up here, staying structured, back here, staying structured, right here, staying structured, right here, broke structure. Tried to break out and reclaim structure, got rejected at structure. Classic case of breaking out of a bear flag. Literally, like look at that. Perfect. On the dot, spot on. Literally, boom, tried to reclaim, got rejected, couldn't even get back into the pattern, continues to dump. We'll have some continued selling pressure on PENGU. So, you just gotta expect the worst at this point. Just let it pull back, let it do its thing. All right. This person says we're gonna see a bigger move from names like PENGU. It will happen. The maths here suggest that we have not occupied this kind of regime over or ever. Of course, this does not mean up from here with a swift recovery. I agree. We're not going to get a swift recovery at all. This is often where larger moves incubate from. It is one giant range, so best to treat it as such. So I agree with the fact that it's not going to be a swift recovery, but I think people are underestimating bear markets. We're in a bear market. Like it's no secret at this point. We're in a bear market. All right. And that's what people are underestimating. They're underestimating the fact that we're in a bear market. If you pull up Bitcoin, and I hate to do this all over again, but let's do it. Let's do it. If you pull up Bitcoin, I know this is gonna look hard for you guys to look at, but increase your attention spans and stop being like goldfish, right? But anyways, if you look at this, we have a trend line here, right? And let's go to a cleaner chart because I know it's gonna get annoying looking at that. But look, we have a trend line here. As you can see with this trend line, we respected it for the longest time. The one time we disrespect the trend line was what? When we tried to get back above, but we had a bear flag and we broke structure, just like I was showing with Pudgy Penguins. We had a bear flag, we broke structure. We go back to this one. You look at that instance there, it was actually technically a rising wedge. And I've had so many videos on this, but it was a ascending triangle within a rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern. So that's why we broke that structure there, right? And then we tried to get back above the structure and got rejected. Tried to get back above again, got rejected, kept going down. So we're in a bear market, but a lot of people are super in denial about the bear market. Like they're being emotional traders. Like they're not being actual traders. They're being emotional. They don't want it to be true that it's a bear market. We started the bull market January 1st, 2023, right? We started the bull market all the way back here, January 1st, 2023. All right. And as we started the bull market in January 1st, 2023, we then entered a trend line right here in October of 2023. After we entered that trend line, we stayed respecting the trend line since October of 2023. We haven't broken that trend line. The only time we broke that trend line was when we officially entered our bear market, which was here around November of 2025, going into January of 2026. Really, the bear market started when we peaked out here in Bitcoin. Bear market started October of 2025, technically. All right. But it was a confirmation once we broke down out of our trend line. That was the confirmation once we closed this candlestick and then couldn't get above for literally 4 different candlesticks. 4 different candlesticks couldn't get above and got rejected right on the trend line. Exactly on the trend line, actually. So right on the dot, like right here, boom, rejected, couldn't get above, rejected, couldn't get above, rejected, couldn't get above, rejected, couldn't get above, right? All 4 of those marks where the candlesticks got rejected, trying to get back above the trend line, but could not do it. So we are 100% in a bear market, and that's what people aren't taking the time to realize. And once people realize that, they'll stop getting burned in the market. Like people keep going on Twitter saying, "Oh, it's gonna go up here. It's gonna go up. It's about to go up. It's about to go up." No, it's not about to go up. It's about to go down. Like it's going down. That's what we're seeing now, and it's gonna continue to do this. So we're gonna see 2024, or I mean 2026 being a bear market. 2027 will be the bull market. Bear markets usually last for a whole year. The 2022 bear market, 364 days here. It's like 365. So yeah, 364 days here, a full year. You can see the trend line here, same exact trend line as 2026, 2025, and same exact trend lines here, same exact bounces on the trend lines. All right, we had the same exact rejection here, same exact bear flag, same exact rejection, trying to get back above said bear flag and then pull back down. What else did we have the same? Well, we had a lot of other things the same. If you come back here, 2018, we had the same type of the 2018 bear market. We had the same type of trend line here. We hit the trend line multiple times, respected it for a very long time, disrespected it once, never got back above, hit a bear flag, and then kept going down. It's the same thing every single time. And then on top of all of that, when all of that happens, we have the percent R trend exhaustion. The percent R trend exhaustion was always overbought in all of those levels on the weekly chart. Percent R trend exhaustion overbought back in 2018, did a massive dump. All right. And then we can come over here. We can look at 2022. Percent R trend exhaustion, completely maxed out, massive dump, completely maxed out, massive dump. And then we come over here and we look at what we just now did, 2026. Percent R trend exhaustion, completely maxed out, massive dump. All right. I'm not just saying stuff. I'm showing you guys the work. I'm showing you guys the analytics. I'm showing you guys the technical analysis. I'm showing you guys exactly what's happening. We can even bring it all the way back, baby. We can go all the way back to the 2014 bear market. The 2014 bear market was the same exact case. Percent R trend exhaustion maxed out. We got that signal to sell and we sold. And then not only that, we can pull up Chart Prime automated trading indicators. Shout out to Chart Prime. Link in the description if you want to sign up for Chart Prime. Chart Prime are the best trading indicators in my opinion. I use Chart Prime personally, and you'll be helping out this channel if you want to go ahead and sign up for Chart Prime. Try it yourself. Got a sell signal up here, and it kept going down, 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 down. All right, and we see time and time again. You look at this bear market, get a sell signal right there on the trend line. As soon as it couldn't get back above that trend line, you get that sell signal because now it's bear market territory. So indicators are just if you don't want to really learn the technical analysis side, or if you don't know the technical analysis side, indicators will do the technical analysis for you. For instance, the discount price down here, this is pretty much a support. This is the bottom support, 15K. I have it set with this white line here that I set manually myself because I'm pretty good at technical analysis. So I set 15K down there, but that is where Chart Prime set their discount because that is where the volume profile for Chart Prime is showing that is where massive volumes are going to come in, massive buying volume right here and right here. So that's what we're seeing here for Chart Prime with Bitcoin. And if we come all the way up here, now we're going to have to take off some of that stuff. You're seeing the equilibrium price is telling us exactly where we are right now. The equilibrium price is like, look, you're at an equilibrium, right? So you're right in the middle of being overpriced and right in the middle of being oversold. So make your choice. That's pretty much what Chart Prime is saying. Right in the middle of the overpricing and the overselling. So also, if you look here, rising wedge. Need I say more? Need I say more? All right, we're gonna come down a little bit more. Let it dump. Let it do its thing. There's a possibility that it goes down to 30. I'm predicting 29K. Because we also have a lot of buying pressure here on the volume profile around 29K, but more than just that. More than just that. But I'm predicting 29K. And when I say more than just that, I just mean that there's a lot more to it than that. So let's take off all of the mess and just have a little bit of mess. Again, it is what it is. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we do here. Let's see what people think. And yeah, this is pretty much all I got for you guys today. I didn't plan on covering Bitcoin today. Also, I was actually only trying to do Pudgy Penguins, but I got a little bit carried away. All right, I got a little bit carried away. It is what it is, though. I'm gonna do a whole separate video on Bitcoin because I'll save the short term for my separate video. All right. So yeah, shout out to you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Go ahead and become a member of the channel, guys. As a member of the channel, it only costs, well, I'm in the Philippines, so it says 600 pesos. But it only costs $9.99. And with that $9.99, you can go ahead and request me to go over any crypto. All you got to do is come to any one of my videos, go to this comment section and be like, hey, Marcellus, can you go over, let's say, Zcash? And then comment, hey, Marcellus, can you go over Zcash? And I'll come over here and I'll look and I'll be like, you know what? Yes, I can go over Zcash. Yes, I can, buddy. All right. I'll say, yes, I can go over Zcash because you're a member of the channel. And I do this for the members of the channel. So if you're a member, go ahead and leave your request on any one of my videos. If you want to become a member, go ahead and become a member, and then you can leave a request on any one of my videos. And I'll go over anything for you. Literally, I'll make a full video on it and be like, look, you want me to go over this project? You're a member of the channel. I'm going to do it. For instance, I'm probably going to cover this project anyway because I noticed it just took a huge dump. Core. I don't know anything about this project, but it just took a huge dump. But if you told me, hey, Marcellus, I just lost 53% of my money in 24 hours, please go over Core. And you're a member of my channel, I'm going over Core for you. You're like, hey, Marcellus, Hyperliquid, cover it. I'm going over Hyperliquid. But if you hit me up and you're like, hey, Marcellus, you go in the comment Marcellus, you're like, hey, Marcellus, I need you to do me a little bit of a favor. I'm like, what might that favor be? And he's like, see, there's this new crypto on the block, and it's called the Whale Destroyer. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is you talking about? I'm not going over no Whale Destroyer. Like, so if it's some low cap scam coin that just launched, I'm not going over it. Okay, but if it's any other project, like the actual project, I'm gonna go over it. All right. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Go ahead and become members of the channel. Check out Chart Prime, best trading view indicators inside the game. It does your technical analysis for you. And yeah, I back tested it. I just showed my technical analysis, and it literally lines up with everything I just said. So check it out. You can do the monthly, $67 a month, or the monthly pro for $67 a month, or the Chart Prime Plus for $117 a month, or you can do the yearly and get $40 a month for Chart Prime Pro for $489 a year, or $59 a month for Chart Prime Plus for $708 a year. And you can use the discount code Prime20 for 20% off. So definitely go ahead and do that. And then last, shameless plug. I'm giving this info out for free. I gotta make some money, guys. All right, check out Avantis5. I actually use this to do DeFi trades. It's a DeFi trading app where you can do leverage trades on Bitcoin, stocks, and Forex. You can literally trade Forex leverage, DeFi. You literally don't even have to, like, you just connect a wallet to it. Make sure you do it through the link in my description. You just connect your wallet to it, or you can sign up with your email. Literally simple as that. And it's DeFi, so you just put a little VPN on it. I'm actually in the Philippines, so if you're in the US, just say you're in the Philippines, man. Come on, what are you doing? But yeah, do that. 75x leverage on Bitcoin. You can trade a lot of different stuff. You can trade fart coin. You can trade Coinbase, the stock Coinbase. If you're not in the US and you don't have access to trading US stocks are very good to trade. I always trade options. You can trade Coinbase, you can trade Nvidia, you can trade Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, Google, Robinhood, right? You can trade Avantis itself. You can trade the Japanese yen. You can trade gold, silver, the euro to the USD, Australian dollar to the USD, New Zealand dollar to the USD. You can trade a lot of different things on here. So go ahead and check out Avantis5, link in the description. Check out Chart Prime, become a member of the channel, all that good stuff. And hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Get your questions in for the members. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want me to cover. And as always, I'll be back with another video.